As a leader, what are your non-negotiables? Who we are as a leader is defined as much by what we do as it is by what we don't do at times. What we don't do at times is more visible than what we actually do. So here are some of the non-negotiables that I have for myself. Number one, stand up for your team. Not standing up for your team when they are not present in the room, or even when they are present in the room, is one such action. Being a leader means that the buck stops with us. We are responsible for everything that the team has said, done, good or bad or ugly. We need to have their back. They need to trust that we will always have their back. What we do afterwards with them, just within the team, is a different thing. But when it comes to uh, standing up for your team, it is a non-negotiable for me. Number two, absorb pressure. Good bosses or managers or leaders have the ability to absorb pressure that comes from above and not just pass it on to their team. Knowing when and how much to stretch our teams is one of our primary responsibilities, which we need to know. So is not putting them under so much pressure just because there is so much pressure on us to perform. Nothing good ever comes out of it. We need to be like the sponges which can absorb pressure without actually having to pass on the pressure. Number three, do not engage in gossip. Not engaging in gossip behind someone's back is yet another aspect that is a non-negotiable for me. If we have anything to say about someone, it is best to say it to them directly instead of using back channels. It is always a good idea to sit down and have the difficult conversation rather than talking behind somebody's back, irrespective of whether they are part of our team or whether they are not part of our team. Our team sees what we do. So if we engage in gossiping with our team, I'm pretty sure that they think that we will gossip about them to someone else as well. Number four, explicit behavioral norms. In terms of behaviors, we need to make it explicit what behaviors are non-negotiable, which is must do, which are acceptable, good to do, and which are completely non-acceptable, will not be tolerated. I'm always surprised to see how many leaders do not make this explicit. And when someone exhibits a behavior that we do not want to see and is reprimanded for that, they throw a fit. We need to make these expectations explicit and talk about them at every opportunity we get so that our teams know what they must do, what they must not do, and what is good to do. Setting clear expectations is one of the most important responsibilities that we have as leaders. Number five, being a professional. As a leader, one of my non-negotiables is to leave my personal issues and challenges outside of work. I try my absolute best to be the best version of myself every time I show up to work. All my personal issues are dealt with when I'm not working. I'm surprised to see so many leaders showing up angry, sad, or frustrated because of something that they are dealing with personally, which, in my personal opinion, is extremely unprofessional. Sixth and the last, performance. When it comes to performance, nothing but the absolute best. I expect this from myself and those whom I work with. Nothing but the absolute best that they are capable of. On top of that, we need to continue to learn and push the limits of the absolute best. The feedback and focus is on the behavior and not on the results. If we did the best that we could and still fell short, that's okay. If we did a shoddy work and still come out ahead, that is not okay. So in conclusion, all I would like to state is that as leaders, We need to create a list of non-negotiables for us and our teams if we already don't have one. Then hold ourselves accountable to these non-negotiable behaviors. I can say from my experience that it is a lot more fun if we know what we can and will do and what we will not do. People can express themselves fully, have fun, and create a culture of high performance. So, what are your non-negotiables?